Good day, students. I am Mrs. Degazon-Boyce, and I'll be your lecturer for this course, Theories of Learning, Psych 370. It's a pleasure to be your lecturer this semester, and I trust that all of you by now have gone through the course outline, and also you have made an attempt to upload your photo as well as write a short introduction about yourself. A few persons, your photos may not necessarily be very clear. Keep in mind that this is an online class, therefore you would need to ensure that your photo is clear so persons could get to know you a little more. The other thing that you were supposed to do was to determine which topics you would like to discuss or lead rather through the semester, and I noticed that there are a few students who have not done so. I would encourage you to do so by, I think I had a deadline for, is it today or is it Sunday? But in any event, you need to double check. Most of you have done so. It is critical so that you would plan beforehand. Notice that this is an online class, and so therefore you are fully responsible for getting online and reviewing the resources that have been placed there for you. Another note is that since the first set of resources were made available to you last Thursday, I would expect to upload new resources every Thursday. Well, by every Thursday, maybe on a Wednesday evening, but by Thursday for sure, you should have new resources up. If you have selected a group of students to work with, you could decide to find creative ways to work together as a group. And of course, you would notice that some persons, you may be familiar with them. You may decide that you want to meet with them face to face, obviously. But of course, you have the option of using things like WhatsApp, Skype, Uvo, or any one of those apps to meet in a remotely. I trust that you have looked at the persons in your group and have made an attempt to maybe review what exactly you have decided to work on. Theories of Learning is a compulsory course for every student pursuing the Bachelor's of Psychology, and so therefore you need to complete it to be able to graduate. Now, this course you would have read will examine theories of learning from early functionalist models through cognitive to current neurophysiological models. We will examine by the end of this course the impact that historical context or on theoretical developments and identify figures that shaped our understanding of learning over the last 100 years. Well, I hope you are excited to begin this course. Learning is something that you have been doing from the time you were born, and I hope that you are bringing this enthusiasm with you in this course. What I've found over the years with students is that as they progress through their academic journey, they seem to lack focus and maybe excitement. And that impacts greatly on their learning. I hope you are not one of them. The reality is each one of you chose to pursue psychology as your major. Therefore, I think my assumption would be correct to say that you all were excited to come to begin this journey and grasp as much as you can in this discipline. So learning being one of the courses, as a matter of fact, I think you would agree with me that every course or every subject or course that you have done over your academic career would involve learning, and I hope that you are very much interested in understanding how this thing takes place. So you need to ensure that you are always ready to learn. With your group assignment, make sure that you have chosen a topic that you are most comfortable with, and you will find a way to bring forward the information in a way that other students will be able to understand it. Now, as an online course, of course, your access to me may be limited, but I am available. I will be on campus, city campus, on several days during the semester, and my hours will be posted on the various campuses by hopefully next week or week after. Before that is done, you can contact me by simply clicking on my name on the e-classroom and sending me a message. I am going to try my best to respond to you within 24 hours, within reason, that is. The truth is, on a weekend, there may be a delay in my response, that is Saturday and Sunday, but I will try my best to respond to you as early as possible. Feel free to come up to the 4th floor where I will be, room 431 on the 4th floor at City Campus to visit me. Currently, my schedule, I have one class from 8 to 11 on a Monday and on a Thursday, so I will be on campus before that time, as well as maybe until around 2 on both of those days. On a Tuesday right now, I will be there from about 9 o'clock and have a class at 11. So far, this is my tentative hours. When I have settled that, you will get to know the other hours. But of course, you are privileged. You could just click on my name and you could send me a message. Feel free to if you have anything that you want to ask, nothing is too small to ask, nothing will be silly to ask, please feel free to ask, and I will try to accommodate you as best as I can. So let's go on. The main text. I think one of the questions students tend to ask all the time, Miss, should I purchase the text? Now, think about it. This is the required text for the course, and it's an investment. When you decided that you want to come to study, you have to make certain investments, and purchasing the text is one of them. So I would encourage you as much as possible to purchase the text, because it will help you in your preparation of your discourse, of your presentation to the class. So did I say more? I am not sure I need to. Right. So if we look at the course, the assignments for this course, you would have gone through them, I would think so. One, the personal introduction is worth 2%. That you should have completed by now, because it would include your photo that you placed on the e-classroom and your description. I would probably encourage you to make sure that you do your best at this. 2% seems small now, but of course by now you would know that 2% could make a big difference. Maybe the difference between a D and a C, or maybe a D or an F, or maybe a B and an A. So let us be serious about every aspect of the assignments that you complete. So please do that. Easy 2% to gain. The online participation, of course, that is ongoing. Time to time, I may put up glossaries for you to take part in, or anything that's your involvement. I will be monitoring that. So please make sure that you participate. If you were in a face-to-face class, you would have been at course start, say, for 3 hours each week, thereabout, face-to-face with the lecturer, and maybe during class discussions, sharing your views. Unfortunately, or maybe fortunately so, you don't have that privilege with the online class. But please visit. I would see when you have visited, how long your last visit was, and so on. So please spend some time on the e-classroom. The good thing is you could be at home midnight, 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, whatever time it is that you have available. Only it could be half an hour. 10 minutes, whatever it is, but try to visit the e-classroom regularly. Keeping in mind, though, that on a Thursday, I will be putting up new resources, as well as when it is your turn to upload your discussion, to lead the discussion, you should do so by the Thursday also, right? Now, the discussion leads, you would notice that it is worth 20%, and of course that there are 2 of them, so each one is worth 10%. So make sure you participate and you do well in that. Then we have the lovely midterm exam, and you're going to do well because you will be studying all along, and midway through the semester, you are going to have your midterm exam and you are going to pass. I have faith in you. Your research paper, of course, your research paper would include your proposal, so make sure you take that seriously, and then you have your final exam. I know that all of you right now have an A, so please hold on to that A and you will keep it. I trust that you will. Now, I will spend some other time at another day discussing each of the assignments, maybe in a little more detail. For example, the research, just talk first about the discussion-led, the discussions that you have chosen. As I said, you are supposed to decide on which topics I have given you. Well, you have selected 2, right? So make sure that each one, when it is your week, make sure you follow the course outline. Do not make it a surprise, right? If we go down to the, the schedule, you would see week 1, there is class orientation, which we didn't really do, well, somewhat. We'll be doing some of it today. And this week we'll be looking at approaches to study and learning. The week after that, we are supposed to begin the early developments in understanding of learning. And whoever is supposed to do that, thus far no one has selected it. In the end, by the end of this week, obviously, I will get to know what topics were not chosen, so I will have to cover them. But I trust that persons will find themselves in a group by the end of the week, right? So make sure you follow this and you know exactly when you are going to be expected to upload your discussions. Now, there are some class policies there, and of course, most of them you know, so I'm not going to spend time really going through them right now. But again, as I end, I would like to say it's a pleasure again to have to host this class online, and I trust that our experience through this semester will be a rewarding one for all of you, and that any problems you have, you will feel comfortable enough to at least try to allow me to help you resolve it. And in the end, we will all be happy with the grade that you get. So thank you very much, and I will meet you again some other time. Bye.